Space, the final frontier. This is the 2.5-year journey of the build of the Starship Enterprise. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to issue 117 of Building the Enterprise-D. In this issue, we're wrapping up the nacelle. We're not completely finishing it, but we're doing the next bit of wrapping it up. But first we're going to be setting up the other battery box for the saucer section. I don't know that it needs it, but we've got it. We're going to be fitting it. So I need a couple of AP screws for that, not AM. AP screws. Because what we're doing with this is the same as we did before. In one of these little bags here there is a spring and a nut. What we don't need yet is the spring, but we do need the nut. And just like we did before, we're putting the nut inside the little battery bracket. The little cover piece goes over the top of that, hold that captive, and these two screws hold the cover in place, which in turn stops the nut escaping, which in turn holds the cover on, which in turn stops the batteries escaping. So there we go, that's that. That lined up properly through there. Nope. Very nearly. There we go. That is that. I shall put this aside. I don't think we're even going to be fitting this pack. I think that's next time's job. So let's put that over to one side. What we are doing next is fitting the spring through the little clip that will hold the nacelle in place. Let's get that's the screws. That's the AM screws that I'm going to need for that. Two of them. That one. There. The spring is in this one. There. So this is just like the one before. That one goes on there. That whole thing fits into this side. Like that. The cover goes over the top of it. And these two screws will hold that together. So this will then, in theory, I haven't tried it, we'll clip the nacelle in place. In fact, I'm going to try that out now before I button it up, because when it's buttoned up you can't actually get to it, but with it open like this, hang about, why is that screw coming? Oh, that's the light thing. I shall worry about that later. Let me grab the battle section and we'll see how that's going to fit on there. Right, let's have a look. So this one is going to go over this side. I don't know if that makes a difference from which side the pins are going in, because they're much the same on both sides, but that is going to go on there like that, and then it should clip down. This is a first for me. I've not tried test fitting the other one, so let's see. Very tight, but there's one in. I'm going to free it up on this side just in case there's... Oh, it should go on there, but get it on the back first. So yeah, that goes on there and locks in quite securely, I think. That should do it. And then to pull it off, you should just pull it upwards, I would assume, but yeah, they're not liking that. They're not meant for them to come out again once you've got it on there. So I'm happy that I've tested it, but I might need to take the screws back out of these to get to that. I might be able to finagle it. by getting something in there, but there's not a lot of room. Need to spring that in a little bit. I should be able to lift it up. Right, well, let me see how I can get this off anyway, and then we'll go back to putting it back together again. Right, yeah, I didn't have to get it apart. Just wiggle it and pull it, and it came off okay in the end. So now let's put this back in place. Flat side on the right side. Find it. Please. Isn't. Is. There we go. That's that in there. The other half of the nacelle I have here ready. Let's move the battery pack out of the way. I will plug it together. There you go. Switch is already on. That's all working. On and off. Lights coming on the end. Lights coming on there. Diffused through the side panel, just like the other one. So that will then go on there. Like that. Let's grab the other one back again. Check. Yeah, it looks very similar levels of illumination between the two of them, so I'm happy with how that comes together. We've got our flashy red light on there and green light on there. Turn them off. Don't want to waste the batteries in these. So I was wondering if they would be different, but the switches on the same side, they didn't mold it 180 degrees off. So that's okay. I'm happy enough with that. So that now needs to go properly together. Like that. And we got 3. No, I've got to put that back in. I knew there was a reason. Knew that'd come out. So let's take that back off there. Carefully. Right, then we're going to have to I'm going to put that on top of this rather than the other way around. That's not going to work that way around because this is just going to keep falling out. So we'll leave that on there. We'll turn this over that way, making sure that wire is out the way of the slot. Now that can go down on there. That will be like that. I can't feel that bulb anymore either, but it is still there. Maybe it will go back in properly when it's properly pushed together. Let's try that. Right, I'll get the 3 screws in and we'll make sure that it holds together. 1, 2 and 3, which are going to be covered by that plate in the end anyway. But let me maneuver that, get that squished down. I think that wire's getting caught, so I might have to play around with that. Give me a sec and we'll see how it looks in a minute. And there we go. All connected, all put together, all lighting up nicely. I'm quite happy with how that's coming along. All good stuff. So that and the other one will nicely match each other. So all good stuff, yeah. Might not be quite as bright, but they both got fresh batteries in them, so they should all be okay. And once they're separated by the whole thing, you're not going to notice that. The one problem is the lights won't flash in sequence. They're actually flashing at slightly different rates. So that's always going to be a problem. You're never going to get these to flash in sequence with the other bit on there anyway. So on here again, we've got the lights on the corners here, and obviously down here as well when this section's turned on. They're all going to flash at slightly different speeds and rates. So yeah, it's one of those things. If they matched it all up, then it would be better, but I can't do that. In theory you can, but yeah, not for me. But for now, that is that. I shall turn these back off again. As I say, I'm not likely to have the lights on very much at all anyway, so it doesn't worry me much. That's the last bit to go onto there to cover over these screw holes. and then we'll probably get to fit that on there, but we're not doing that quite yet. That will be next time's job, and then we get to play and mate up the saucer section and the battle section. I'm looking forward to that. So thanks for watching for now. Stay safe. I will see you soon for that. Bye bye for now.